It just feels like there was something just mildly better in there somewhere. Just you can never quite get to it, but I could taste it. Damn it!
I could get the clink for life or the electric chair, but I don't want to die a virgin.
If you told me before going in this was the kind of film where she would chop off another guy's penis and sew it onto this man to have sex with him, I wouldn't have believed that I could be even mildly disappointed, which is what I am. And I feel like the fact that that it's not that great while having that actually happen in the film needs to be studied. Lisa Frankenstein stars Kathryn Newton as a weirdo teenager in 1989, and Cole Sprouse is the dead guy who she accidentally awakens, gets terrified of, and then gets kind of horny for while still disrespecting him as a side piece for the majority of the film. And he's just there for it. Gets a little murdery jealous at times, but who doesn't anyway? This is the kind of film that is probably destined for cult classic status, but I feel like it's falling a little short of that for me. It's almost because it's trying too hard to be a cult classic. It's trying so hard to be so weird, even when it doesn't really need to be. I feel like true cult classics but cult classics are very different things. But I feel like they're just weird, and that's just effortless the way they are. This, it feels like they're going, oh, look at this kooky thing, ooh, kooky thing, ooh, there's a kooky thing over here. And it's like, cool. I watched this for a second time recently, and honestly, I was expecting to like it more, and I liked it less. Yeah, Lisa is not a likable character. She's weird, but she's also just mean. She's outright cruel for a lot of the film. Like, in a way that's just very off-putting. Like, there are other characters around her who you hate more, but that doesn't mean you like her. It just kind of means you go, ugh, and check out a little bit. And Cole Sprouse is just the most modern a man could possibly get. The perfect man in every way. Yeah, that sort of like writing about like a man who is, this is set in the 1980s and he's from the 1880s. Just the idea of a Victorian man that actually treats women well is more ridiculous fan fiction in the Clouds writing than any of the werewolf porn that I've not read. This film has some real comedy to it and some stuff that I do like, for sure. I enjoy it. I just feel like there are more than a couple of elements that sort of dampen it for me, and I can't really get behind them as a result. Mostly, I mean, the main thing is that Lisa as a character is kind of a little bit like Dr. Frankenstein, in that she's pretty evil and doesn't actually seem to care that much about her creation. But this is a romance film between them, so it feels like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, adapt elements from Frankenstein into this film that are just not compatible with it being a romantic film. They get away with it to some extent, but not all the way. Not for me. This is just cunty Edward Scissorhands. It's modern in a lot of great ways. I can understand why a big female fantasy is that men just don't talk. That's fair. But I'm left feeling like maybe it missed a trick, or maybe it did just max out its potential, and I was taken under by the idea that it could be better than this, just because it's such a funny, silly idea. But once you make it into a feature-length film, maybe it loses a little bit too much of the charm behind the initial idea to actually make it work as well as it feels like it could have, but maybe couldn't have. Kathryn Newton is a great scream queen, and despite the fact that her character is all over the place, I think she uses that to her advantage and just is completely unhinged with it, which is probably the biggest element, apart from the actual plot, that could make this into a cult classic. She does very well, and I do really like her. But I feel like, it's just like a millennial dream kind of thing, isn't it? Where this character is a girl that uses her trauma as her whole personality and uses it to excuse all of her shitty actions and just kind of wants to die, which is why there are so many literally me comments about her online. Less worried about people finding the corpse attractive than I am about people finding the mass murdering psychopath relatable, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm giving HOTT, oh gee, no, 3 stars. You have to love how like 80s it is as well in one way, but it's also, it feels like again there, much like with some of the comedy, it's just trying too hard, it's just pushing too much and being like, 80s stuff, like stop, Cam, just do your thing. We want to be here for it, we are here for it, just do it, and it just keeps pushing and shoving.